I just pissed in my pants. And nobody can do anything about it.
All right, all you RYAO hooligans. We're out here running around like a bunch of fooligans. This is the RYAO Network Rockcast. Welcome. Be sure to check out our website at www.ryao.net. The website is nothing fancy right now, but it does contain a contact us form where you can send messages to us, ask questions, make suggestions, make comments, or what have you. Our main social media is currently Facebook, where you can find us as ryao.net. You can find our latest info and make posts, send messages, and all of that crazy stuff that you do on Facebook. So today we're here again in the RYAO studios for our second podcast with our good friends Nick Sabat on sports,
WZUP,
and Sticks Hooligan on weather.
Yeah, how all you cats and kittens doing out there, babies?
Okay, the first thing we like to do is check in on what's everybody drinking. So, Nick, what's your social lubricant of choice today?
Today, Double K, I am going with a little splash of Jameson's into some ice water. So I'm skipping the beer today. I'm hitting the hard stuff.
Nice. Okay.
Sticks.
Another category.
Sticks. I've got a new beer. No one's ever had this beer before. I went down to Florida to get this one. I got this one on the beach. It's called Beach Bush.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Nice.
That's kind of a weird. No, that's not right at all.
Be sure that's the name. I just have a feeling
that would be a good name for a brewery if they wanted to pick that up, though, because that conjures up a lot of logo possibilities.
Yeah. Where are they soaking that?
God, I want to say it, but I can't. I've got two beers, actually. I've got a Greyton beer. It's called a Fish Whistle IPA. You can't see it, but it's right here. And I've got a second beer. I've got a second beer.
Wait a second. Wow.
I know. I'm ready for the second one already. We haven't even started yet.
On deck.
This one's a Diver Down beer. It's a red ale, and it's 8% alcohol. I said it. 8% alcohol beer.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
So I'll see you in 20 minutes. I'll see you in 20 minutes and see what happens. What you got, KK?
Well, I'm doing a Voodoo Ranger today by New Belgium.
It's good
7%
stuff.
alcohol and full of hoppy goodness.
That is good. That's a good choice right there.
Quality beer coming out of New Belgium there.
Good stuff. Okay, so have a little bit of business that I need to take care of here. I just want to. We had a little research topic on our last podcast. Waylon Jennings did not have a disco album.
Oh,
so
no.
What?
Did a little research on that, and
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to search my album collection because I'm pretty sure I have it.
Disappointing, yes, I know. But, well, check it out. I've been... I saw a post from Bruce Kulick. He's really active on Facebook.
Yeah,
he does a lot of Bruce Kulick is the guitarist from Kiss for I forgot what years, but did he come in after Mark St. John and Vinnie Vincent?
1985 to 1995.
Wow,
I think he's just I think Bruce Kulick is probably a really cool guy. He seems like a really cool guy.
Yeah.
And when people have always talked about him as if being a very cool guy. But anyway, he mentioned that Eric Carr, as of a couple of days ago, his birthday, he would have been 70 years old. And that just blew me away.
Wow.
Because Eric Carr, of course, is a former drummer of Kiss that came in after Peter Criss. And the nicest guy, from what I've gathered.
From what we hear.
Very cool guy, and he passed away very unexpectedly. but I always thought he was just a very young guy, and I thought he was a lot younger than the other guys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I thought Gene Simmons is 70. I think Paul Stanley is 68. And then I'm not sure about the other guys, but I did not know that Eric Carr was almost the same age as Gene.
Well, the word on the street about Eric is that he may look like a little boy, but he's built like a man. It's just what I heard.
I've heard that on the street too.
We've always known. I mean, we've always heard about that, but I thought it was a little shocking. I didn't want to go off into the weeds on that, but
Was he the raccoon? Is that what he was?
Yeah, he used to hiss into the mic a lot. That was his character.
With a rabid raccoon, just to make it a little bit cooler.
That's scary. That was some feral shit he went through.
They put some trash cans around his drum set, and he would rummage through them during the guitar solo. You got to play the part. I mean, you got to half-ass.
You got to get into it. If you're going to do it, you got to do it. That's for sure. All right. Well, Nick,
we're cracking ourselves up today, aren't we?
Yeah. Why don't you get us started today? We kind of left you out last week. And, so why don't you get us rolling on a topic today?
Well, I don't remember feeling or being left out, but okay.
We tried.
I'll get it started. I don't know if either of you saw it, but last night there was a TV special about the Country Music Awards that is not happening this year because of the whole COVID-19 situation. So what they did is they played 3 hours of the best performances of the CMAs. And just before I get started here, what all of the hooligans out there need to understand is that while we share an affection for rock and roll music, that kind of catapults us into a lot of different areas that we'll talk about. So while we will likely focus on rock and roll music, we're also going to talk about a variety of genres, if I'm saying that correctly. I didn't get to watch the entire thing, because life happens, but there were a few performances that I wanted to point out. First is Miranda Lambert. So here's a little Hellraiser. I would say that she's probably she's the Joan Jett of country music. And she performed and these were all live performances, obviously. She performed a song called Kerosene, which I'm sure many of you have heard before. Yep. But man, it's just, she's got this pink guitar and she's throwing guitars across the stage and she's slinging her microphone stand behind her, almost took out her bass player. But then she's just got the looks to go with it,
Yeah, she's
and
awesome.
It's just a very in-your-face type of song, a very rebellious type song, and very good performance.
She does a lot of songs like that. A lot of her tunes are very similar to that.
Yeah, kind of like when love goes wrong, then she's gonna retaliate. It sounds like, so beware of that. If
there's Only Prettier.
Hooking up
you know
with
that
Miranda.
song Only Prettier. That's
No.
another. There, you got to check that song out too.
Yeah,
very very good. And then there's that one. Oh, I can never remember the name of it. Little Red Wagon. Oh my God, that's a killer tune.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that is a good one. And then, so I'm going to touch on a variety of artists. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but the next three that I'm going to focus on are Dierks Bentley, Eric Church, and Luke Bryan. Now, my theory here is that these are all the same person. I think it's like the Chris Gaines, Garth Brooks thing. So I think it's the same person. They just, one day they're clean shaven, the next day they're not. So that's what presents the variety of there. I think they all have probably a good song or two, in my opinion. They're obviously all very popular, but I don't know. It's something about those guys. They're all just a little too clean cut, if you ask me.
So what song did they do?
I don't even know.
Oh.
You know what? So So I'm gonna circle here on my notes Dierks Bentley, because he's gonna come back into the picture here in a moment. But the next artist that another artist that was showcased was Garth Brooks, and Garth is one of my favorite country artists, and he came out and just did like a series of songs in the same set. Didn't do the entire song for each one, but probably the most touching was "The River." And just a great song, great melodic song, great lyrics. I'm a lyrics guy, so good stuff there. And then, Kay, you've had this experience with Keith Urban.
You're right.
Now
right.
this guy,
he's a rocker.
He's in the country genre,
Right,
but
right.
yeah, that guy.
He
that
can play some
maniac,
guitar.
He could play guitar like hardly anybody else. I mean,
Yeah,
unparalleled, really. So solid performance. He's walking through the crowd. People are touching him, and he's touching people. It's just really cool.
touching
shit.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he was at some point.
Is that was on TV, huh? Wow.
Yeah. And
Touching
then-
himself, thinking of Nicole Kidman when he gets home.
And what I love about it too, it's all live music, and I'm a lover of live music. It's almost my preference over any sort of studio recording. But the last one I wanted to touch on was Dwight Yoakam, and Dwight comes out and sings. God bless it. What was it? Did you guys look at the song?
Fast as You?
Fast as You, thank you. He does Fast as You, and that just has this raunchy riff to it, guitar riff to it, and it's just it's country, but it's rock and roll.
Yeah.
And Dierks Bentley is playing with Dwight Yoakam during this song, and Dwight Yoakam, he looks a little strange, but man, he's a badass, a true badass.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard people scream over someone moving their legs like he does since Elvis Presley. And
Yeah.
he's got these, with all due respect, his jeans are, I think, painted on. I don't think he's actually wearing pants. I think
Right.
it's paint on his actual legs because they're so skin fitting. And his knees seem like they're very pointy, like he's got
Right.
some sort of knee pad that has like this
Like a
protrusion.
puppet. He's almost like a human, a full human size puppet.
Yeah, and but it was a great performance. Dwight Yoakam, he kicks ass. There's just no doubt about it.
Huh.
And he's also in movies. He's an actor. And
Yeah, right.
if I would have prepared better, I would have gotten
Sling
some
Blade.
movies. Oh, there
Sling
we go,
Blade.
Sling Blade.
Yeah, for one of the big ones.
From what I recall, he's not too bad of an actor either. And
Yeah,
he's
no,
played
he's-
in a variety of different type of movies. I think he
Yeah,
might have even
no.
been in a comedy movie at some point with Vince Vaughn. But yeah,
He's been in
Dwight,
a number of them.
Yeah, Dwight's cool. He kicked ass. Really good stuff. And that concludes. So I'm guessing neither one of you saw it or bits and pieces of it.
No,
Okay.
No, but
But
it's worth. Yeah.
country music has really become a rock. You can almost call it country rock, or some people even laugh at you by calling it country rock. But a lot of country music is you go to a country show and it's pretty much a rock show,
Right.
and it's not like every other rock artist, but it's become that for
Yeah.
sure.
Another
What's
one
that?
that they showcased was Kenny Chesney, who's also a favorite of mine, and he did Summertime, which is just a good summer song. Kenny's like the Jimmy Buffett of country music, and he also puts on good shows. So get out there and see these guys, except for Dierks Bentley, Eric Church, and Luke Bryan. But see all the other ones.
Yeah, the 3-in-1 package. Well, I gotta say, because I'm not as familiar with. I know the names, but I don't know the songs. But like hearing the Miranda Lambert song, the Kerosene song, I was like, holy shit, this is some good stuff. There's no denying what's
Right.
out there. So after, and Kay, you might want to talk more about the Spotify playlist that we put together every week. But last week, in addition to Disco Mickey, and in addition to the just regular rock stuff, putting out the Waylon Jennings stuff. I don't know any of those Waylon Jennings songs, but there's a different sound of the Waylon Jennings songs than there is now. There's just a difference. I don't know what
Right.
I could qualify it as being, but so I need to catch up on some of this shit. So Nick, I assume you're gonna share some of
that's
these
what this
songs
is all
on
about.
Spotify.
Yeah.
So-
That stuff
It's
is
all
out
about
there.
catching up.
And, hey, we don't really like all the same type of music either. But what I would suggest to all the hooligans out there is something that I have to work on is, hey, if you see a song and you don't think that you're going to like it, well, give it a listen, invest like 2 minutes of your time. You might find a little gold nugget there.
Yep, for sure. Okay, I'm going to take a break here, and we'll be right back. Hey, hooligans. We create a Spotify playlist for each of our episodes. You can check that out and create an account for yourself at Spotify, and it's free. You can also get a premium edition of Spotify for a small fee per month. And check out all our music. Support the musicians that make the music that we talk about. All right, everybody, we're back. And you know what, Nick? Let's do a little Urban Dictionary today.
I was trying to expand my vocabulary today, so I was checking out Urban Dictionary, and you can check them out too at urbandictionary.com. And the word that I came across was jive turkey.
I've never heard of that.
Let me
What is that?
say that phonetically. Jive turkey. It's a slang term for an individual who is prone to exaggerating the truth greatly or an outright liar. And it was used predominantly in the 1970s. And so here's an exchange between two individuals and using jive turkey in a sentence.
Context.
So the first person says, "Wow, I'm so cool." And then the other guy says, "Man, you're nothing but a jive turkey."
Uh-huh.
So does it make more sense now?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No,
It does
that's,
now. I feel bad, I'll be honest with you, because I have misused that word before. I have gone to the local deli. I have asked for a pound of boar's head jive turkey, and they always look at me.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't that a sandwich at Jimmy John's? Give me a number 5 jive
Yeah, number
turkey
5
with
jive
cheese.
turkey.
It chives. Or chives turkey too, I think, is a thing.
And if they look at me wrong, I always say, "I am so cool," and then I walk out. So you set me straight. Thank you to you and
Now
Urban
you know.
Dictionary.
Well, that's part of our continuing series of Schoolhouse Rock Your Ass Off. Many different components to that. So, all right. So, Sticks, you have something for us. I see.
I always got something.
Got us thinking about something.
I always got something. I could run this
Besides
fucking
beer.
Rockcast. Oh yeah, I need to drink my beer. Hold on. Beer break for some Diver Down beer. God, that tastes good. Hey, these are hard and troubled times, babies. There's a lot of shit going on in this world, and sometimes I just need me a pick me up. I need something that's going to make my my toe tap, get me going. If I'm running around the neighborhood, I just want to go a little faster. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for songs that get you pumped up. They don't have to be crazy songs. Just solid, fun, powerful songs. So I'm going to tell you one that I know of that you may not know of, and it's by a group called Cheap Trick. You've heard of them, and you're going to say it's The Flame. And I'm not going to say no. And you're going to say, it's I Want You to Want Me, because that's such a nice song.
Yeah,
I'll say, go fuck yourself. That's what
They're
I'll
straight
say.
out of Rockford, Illinois, aren't they?
Out of Rockcast for ass off.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, they're taking our thunder. They're
nice
stealing our
pivot.
thunder. Nice try, Cheap Trick, but fuck you.
We're way ahead of you.
We're way ahead of you. I've loved Cheap Trick since I was a little wee baby boy.
Oh.
And there's a song off the Dream Police album. And you've heard Dream Police, but after Dream Police comes a song called "The House Is Rockin' with Domestic Problems," and what of a better title of a rock song that you need than that? Full throttle, the riff is great, and
Guitar riff is awesome. Yeah.
guitar riff just goes and it builds. So by the time you get to the third verse, it's damn near off the rails of just Robin Zander is probably the best vocalist. I don't know of anybody else better in rock actually than him, but because he can do it all. So check that song out. Why, it's on our very own Spotify playlist, isn't it, Kay?
Yes, it is. It is.
Excellent.
Yes.
You will provide details on that later. Another song. I got so many songs.
That's one that really rocks your world, though.
Well, it's one that I kind of think of things if I'm like running on, I got a high school track next to me. So if I'm running the track and I'm listening to music, I just need something like just to kick me into gear. That's the kind of song that would do it.
Kind of get your tube socks to moving down your leg a little bit because there's so much energy.
Yeah. My my thighs
pull them up to your knees.
Yeah, they're my lederhosen is just pushing so much blood to my lower extremities that I just need that extra boost. You know how it goes.
When are they going to start selling tube socks in threes? One for each leg and then one for,
For what? What? Like a replacement, you mean?
Yeah, like an extra.
Yeah.
Like a spare tire.
Yeah, because you get a hole there.
In case you get a hole. Yeah.
Yeah. Who hasn't gone through that? That's a good idea.
In case you get a hole, yeah. Wow.
When I lose a sock like that, I feel like a jerk. I feel like a big jerk sock. I feel like a bit. Wait a minute. I'm getting off track. Wait, I'm starting to think about other things. I could name. You ask me every day of the week. I'll give you different songs, but there is another song in the more of a pop area. Walk the Moon, which is more of a pop band. It's not my demographic. For sure, it's for the younger kids out there. And they had a song called, what? Shut Up and Dance, which I'm not saying that's my song. That's just the one that everybody knows. Shut Up and Dance with Me. But they have a song called Anna Sun, which just gets me going. It starts off slow, and it just builds to the end, which is the kind of stuff I like. I took my kids to their concert 5 years ago. And being like the oldest guy among thousands of people is not the coolest thing to feel like, as opposed to most concerts I go to. But by the time they were in the last few minutes of that song, my kids are in their seats and they're like standing in their seats. Never been to a rock concert. Never been to a rock concert at like an outdoor theater before.
Yeah.
And we're bouncing, and I can't stop. I can't like try to be the cool dad. I'm just like, God damn it. I'm in there. So if you listen to the song on the Spotify playlist, maybe.
Well, I listened to that today, and I didn't recognize it at first, and then there was that kind of melody part that I recognize. So, yeah. When do you know when that song first came out?
2015, I think.
Really?
So yeah. So again, I'm trying not to just rely on the first 10 years of my life of music that powers me on, but that's a good one.
That's one of those songs that I must have heard on radio, and then you may have keep hearing it because they'll play it in their cycle, and then I don't know, when I first heard it on the Spotify though, it didn't click until I got to that melody part, and then it was recognizable. Yeah,
the chorus is rocking. And they're both songs about houses being having trouble in the house. So there's your themed melody. So who wants to go next for their
which is like a foundation, like a foundational problem, like like
they're
a
having
settling problem,
structural.
Yeah, they're having inspectors come out and taking off of work for a couple hours, and having the inspectors write up their reports. It's really a detailed song. Fuck me, what a song!
Very lyrical.
Yeah, it's
to get that all in there.
But you learn a lot.
They find out what the problem is. They have to jack up the basement, and
you got to dig under that foundation,
concrete
and then jack that
filler,
up.
and
they
lay some tile around the perimeter of the house, and you're set.
You would have never thought that would be on that song, but if you listen closely,
it's there. They rhyme price estimates somehow. I don't know how they did that, but it's amazing. So okay, who wants to go next? Who's up next?
Double K.
Let's go to K. You haven't been heard from.
Well, if it's a song that really I want it to kick my ass,
there you go.
And it's these days, my go-to band is White Snake. Whitesnake for me is the full rock experience. I mean, these guys are very musical and surprisingly musical, I think, to a lot of people. And as Nick just was talking about with when he was talking about in the country realm, and I think in general he likes live stuff, and I'm the same way. I like listening to album, like an album version of songs, because you can. That's a whole creative side of music, the recording process. But then you just can't beat a live album. So my go-to is I'll go to something like Whitesnake's Made in Japan album. That was an album recorded in 2011 at the Loud Park Festival in Japan and in the Saitama Super Arena. They released that in 2013. And the opener, Best Years, is the name of the tune. It just kicks my ass. I get chills every time I hear it. Nice. And I'm not kidding you. It's a nasty, dirty, just like, you just, it's one of those riffs that for me just kicks my ass. And so anyway,
I'll tell you what, I'm not a Whitesnake guy necessarily like you would be, but that song does kick ass. I will testify.
Yes. So check that one out. But it's the whole album kicks ass. And like I said, I don't want to go off on this, but
do it.
In live recordings and in concerts, it's kind of like you get to see the whole band play together, but then you'll also have spots like in that particular album, there's a guitar duel thing that they do, and it's just amazing. It's almost like you get to see, like if you go to the circus and you go see the one of the ring shows, and that's cool. But if you can pull one of the clowns aside and have them show you their...
I'm not pulling any clown aside.
No. Nick does not do clowns, so maybe I'm one of the freaks.
But if you can see individual talents that people have and like guitar players, I really get off on that. I enjoy seeing, I enjoy those exhibitional type things like that you get from a live performance. The other song, if you're asking, that I would go to that just is kind of not as much of a kick your ass song, but it's more of an album tune from the Slip of the Tongue album.
Ooh.
This is when the late 80s. This is when Adrian Vandenberg was out because of something happened to him medically. I forgot what.
Fucking COVID.
Accident or something. Or
no, it's fucking COVID. God damn it.
But Steve Vai came in on that album, and that tune. And I talked about this with Styx before, but like, what does that tune do for me? It puts me back in a place when Whitesnake was just kind of in their heyday, modern heyday. Tawny Katane in the video for that song, she's awesome. She's jumping around in the hot tub and all this stuff, and it's like it's just this whole the whole feeling you get from that song is just so rock, and it just makes me happy.
What song is this you're talking about, by the way?
It's called The Deeper the Love. Sorry, I got all
there
wrapped
you go
up.
I know, that's good.
The Deeper the Love is the name of that tune off that album. So when I crank that song up, it makes me happy.
Now, in that video, does Tawny Katane play like a pool service maintenance person, like applying chemicals to the water for David Coverdale's mansion? Or what is her role in the hot tub exactly?
Well, I think you can make up any story you want. She might have been doing that and then, changed into a long dress and makeup and all that. And I guess you can kind of make up whatever timeline you want.
So was she splashing around, like playing, like water volleyball. Or
Well, there was that
that's
wasn't
nice.
the whole
Marco
thing.
Polo,
No.
or-
That wasn't the
There's
whole
usually a lot
thing.
of splashing with Marco Polo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
throw-
that wasn't
throw
the
off
whole
the
thing.
scent.
It was just very elegant. I mean, whatever you think about Tawny Katane, she was married to David Coverdale for what, 2 years. I don't want to know what went on behind the scenes there, why they broke up.
Or do you?
All I know is she's cute. She was in the Here I Go Again. That's where she's very famous for being in that Here I Go Again video where she was on the car and all that stuff. Everyone will always talk about that sort of classically, but you know, I don't know. It just it's one of those things when you sometimes you'll listen to music and it just you can
Kicks you up.
you know, yeah, you just get in that little area of your brain and you can just sit there and enjoy the scenery. And that's what that song does for me. Puts me back there, you know.
Cool.
Nick?
Yeah, I'm so my go-to band probably for the past I'm going to say 9 years or so is the Foo Fighters, along with millions of other people. And I would I'm just going to
Changing my answer.
choosing one song today from the Foo Fighters, and it's "Learning to Fly," and it's just something that has resonated with me and I've related to for many years now. And I've already said this during this show. I like lyrics, but really, what does it for me is this wall of sound that a band might bring, and hopefully, in my opinion, does bring with the mixture of music and then, to some extent, meaningful lyrics. But the whole "Learn to Fly" from the very beginning, when you hear the sound of the guitar. It's amazing. It's good stuff, and it is that wall of sound throughout. And give it a listen for sure. That's my one and only pick. That's the one that always comes to the top for me.
I haven't really found a lot of other versions of that, except for a lot of people like to do it acoustically, it seems. I don't know why. I just thought that's interesting. They'll always want to do. They like the melody. Different artists will pick up on that melody and then they'll put it in an acoustic number. It's really kind of interesting.
Yeah, I love that too. And of course, there's a lot of artists and songs that do that, but there are quite a few Foo Fighters songs out there that are done in a different type of melodic format. It just really just shows the versatility with that type of music. So even though it comes out and it kicks you in the nuts and says, "Yeah, we're gonna rock and roll tonight," the same lyrics can just be really transposed into a completely different song with the same meaning, just by either slowing down the tempo or just removing some of the loud instruments. So while I'm a fan of the wall of music, I also certainly appreciate some of those acoustic versions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Styx, last week we talked about a band that you liked, Husker Du, and
Husker Don't.
we had talked about a song, was it Ice Cold Ice, that Dave Grohl did with that lead singer, I forgot his name. What year did he do that? Do you remember what year, or just generally what the end of what decade that was? Or was that a modern thing, or was that done in the 80s? Like, I always just kind of default back to the late 80s, but
I'm trying to think. You know what? It's probably, I mean, it came out in 87, the original. So, Dave Grohl. That was in the early Foo Fighters days, not the early Nirvana days. So that.
So wait, did they create that song together originally, or did the Husker Du do it and then Dave Grohl did like a remake of it with him?
Yeah, exactly. That's the second one. So I'm thinking they got together. So it's one of those songs I think probably a little young Dave Grohl listened to, and later on, years later, maybe like 2010.
Right.
Nick, you can help me out with that one, but I think it's more like one of these things like, holy fuck, I'm on stage with Bob Mould playing a song that I listened to when I was a teenager. how'd this happen? So I'm sure
So-
Dave Grohl has that kind of feeling, I would hope.
Yeah, at the risk of sounding like a dumbass last week, I didn't want to bring up, but
Dumbass.
when we left that show last week, I thought that's not the song that I remembered. So
really?
Bob and Dave did a song together on the Back and Forth album called Dear Rosemary. And so obviously
Oh, that's
Dave is,
right.
he's singing the lead lyrics, but then Bob comes in with a very melodic type of chorus, and then that's where they melodically make love during that song, and it's amazing. And that Bob's just he's got that's the type of voice he has. Although he can scream it out with the best of them. He's got a really good, clean voice as well. And so, yeah, Dear Rosemary is that's a good song.
Okay.
Okay. Add that to the Spotify list because I'm not as familiar with that, but I remember hearing it and being happy about it, but I totally forgot. I'm thinking of the cover song from the old Husker Du days, so my bad on that one. Oh,
Well,
fuck. That's cool.
That's all right. That's how we learn. And I sprung that on you guys. So
How dare you?
Anyway.
Can we redo this?
But I
back.
think Dave did do that song though, still, right? Sticks?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your second pick, Nick, for your happy dappy power song?
I came prepared with one, but let me think. I'm going to stick with the one.
The one. That's so...
Because I'm going
holding.
to pick something, and then I'm going to listen to this and think, damn it, I shouldn't have picked that one.
It's funny because I'm talking to Kay before the show, and I'm saying, and this isn't, we're all a little too we're all too varied to be pigeonholed into one thing, but some of Kay's picks are more that punch you in the gut kind of white snake kind of like just that feeling of a song, and
Yeah.
and
well, we all have our drug of choice.
yeah,
You
but
know.
Nick is initially coming off like he's more of a country guy, and he's not. It's
He's
just like,
not.
I thought
No.
about
He's
that.
not. No.
but you're talking about Ren Lambert and talking about Dwight Yoakam.
No. Stick around. He's just
Exactly.
we can't get that impression. From,
Bluegrass.
We,
That's me.
he's a big bluegrass guy.
He
No.
puts the ass in bluegrass. That's what I've heard. That's the word on the street. So it's just interesting.
Rock
Is
your
it?
bluegrass off.
But anybody else? Nice. God,
It's a
marketing.
whole nother logo.
Change the logo.
Change the devil
right.
horns into wheatgrass flowing in the fields.
All right, let's take a break here, and we'll be right back. Hey, hooligans! You're driving around all over the place. The perfect time to flip on the RYAO Rockcast. But then you start to panic. You feel lost. You feel alone. You're thinking, I'm so busy. How am I going to know when the new RYAO Rockcast is released? How am I going to know about RYAO's special events? Just get on our email list. Go to the Contact Us page at ryao.net and send a message. Or send a quick email to elist, that's ELIST, at ryao.net. And let us know you'd like to be on our email list. Nick, you had something you wanted to add.
Yeah, add and correct. So I made an error on my last chat about Dear Rosemary. Dear Rosemary was actually on the Foo Fighters song called
Discrepancy.
Wasting Light. So sorry for the discrepancy, which henceforward will be known as Scrappy.
The scrappy.
Now,
Scrappy
all the
Sabbath.
for you listeners out there, the rule is if you make a mistake, you have to sit out the next podcast, the next Rockcast. So you're not going to see Nick here for a little bit. So thanks for admitting that,
You'll
Nick.
be in the
And
RYAO doghouse.
That's right. We'll see you in
what
2
will
weeks.
I do with all my extra time?
Think.
How many more errors can I make? Quite a few.
Oh, well, that's all part of it.
Okay, you want to wrap this bad boy up for us?
Well, all I want to say is that if you go to any Sammy Hagar show with us at some point during the show, you know that, maybe I'll know it, maybe I won't. It depends on what state of drunkenness I'm in at the time. I'll start shouting for Mona. Mona.
Whether she's there or not, right?
Whether she's there or not.
These days, she's not there.
For 10 years, I don't think she's been there. But
Yeah, she has not been there.
Doesn't stop you, though.
Still pining for her to be there because she was Mona Nader is her name, and she was the original bassist in Sammy's Wabaritas.
Wait a second, Mona Nader, like Terminator? That's awesome.
I
Oh,
didn't
that's
even
a cool
think about
movie
that.
series.
It's
I'm
her
seeing
last
like a
name
spinoff,
is-
Mona Nader with the glasses
Mona Nader.
on and guns.
And she uses her bass guitar to send notes out to the bad guys. Pew, pew.
I'll be back.
I think that's her.
I'll be
that's her
Bach.
actual voice too. She's kind of low voice.
I'll be back. No, you won't. That's classical.
No, you won't. You're out of this band.
No, you won't. You've been out of here for a long time. Get the hell out of here. So Mona Nader, Gnader. She was the original Wabaritas bassist. She's got the long black hair. She was so cool. And she came aboard at the time of the 1997 Marching to Mars album tour.
Was she the demon in the Wabaritas?
Samuel Tagar.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I remember. I don't
Thinking
remember
about
that
another
part.
band. Yeah.
But no, like you guys said, then I don't know what year that was, but boom, Michael Anthony comes in and kind of horns her out of the picture, and Mona's gone, right? So
Sexy.
it is my quest to contact Mona, get her on this show, and interview her. She's not on Wikipedia. I think I saw that she does have some kind of website. I think it was called pinkvoodoo.com, but when I clicked on it, no matter what browser I was in, it wouldn't bring it up. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But anyway, this is a rock and roll atrocity. She's being lost to history, and history loves an underdog story, and so does RYAO. Underdog is where it is. So begins my quest to interview Mona on this program.
Mona, we want you.
We will let you pick
Love
two
you.
songs that you like
You
and add to our Spotify playlist. That's our incentive for having you come on our show. What a trick.
And
Yeah,
you
I
get a
think that's-
RYAO patch.
No, really?
Yeah. You guys get one too.
Assuming that you have one left.
Oh, shit.
They go like hotcakes. They literally are hotcakes with the logo on them. All right. Well, I guess that's the end of the show. We got to stop at some point, right? So just remember to check us out at www.ryao.net. That's the website. And on Facebook, we are at ryao.net. Don't forget, leave us a post. Talk about some things that you relate to in the program. Come at us, tell us what you like, what you don't like. We'd love to hear from you. So from the RYAO studios, we will say, go blow yourselves and never stop rocking, everybody.
See ya.